This garage door right here, it's probably going to sell less than the large box. Very likely will do so. So this did 13,000 sales. This is currently at bare minimum like 9,800. This is probably going to end up at about 12,000. So keep an eye on this. I really do get the feeling we will be seeing a collection being made for this. But I should point out, Smoothie, what's he done early this year? Thank you very much for that, Mr. Kajal. Thank you very much. So, much appreciated. But yeah, he's the one who made the Dungeon collection. And well, that stopped randomly, didn't it? Whereas with this, could we end up with more skins compared to Dungeon? Or is that the end of it? Hello, Bajan server. Or Bahan. How do I say it? How do I pronounce it correctly? Am I supposed to say Bahan or Bajan? I'm pretty sure it's Bahan because I saw that your profile's the Bahamas. Bajan. All right, cool. All right, that works. Right, so all of this looks interesting. All of this looks very nice. But we should probably start talking about a certain something that we've been seeing quite a fair bit on the Steam market very, very recently. So, this right here. Chat, earlier today we saw a buyout happen in regards to this Christmas gift bag. It went all the way up to $4.69, you might say, but then again, it was simply a case of about 50 stock was bought out, and the lowest listing left behind was this $4.69. Now, as you can see, the buy orders don't really match up, so do always be aware of that. If the buy orders do match up with the listings, then it's usually a good indicator that it's actually worth that price. However, as I've already said, someone came in and bought out a massive chunk of the stock. People are, they're making some late moves for Christmas skins, and some people have turned up and asked me, Hedge, what's probably the best thing I could buy right now to make some good profit? And honestly, guys, this actually might be the right type of idea. Maybe not that many skins, as you can see. Damn, that was quite a lot. But, basically, you could still buy some Rust skins now, and you could still sell them for a higher price, and that being Christmas skins, Christmas-themed skins. So if I just quickly hop over to here again, I quickly made a list of all of these keyword searches. I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. You want to look for the likes of Christmas, Santa, Arctic, Festive, Snowman, Gingerbread, Cold Hunter, Frosty, Ice, and Glacial Visage. Now, the main ones are these here, right? The ones that are more specifically Christmas themed. The likes of Cold Hunter, Frosty, Ice, and Glacial tend to just rise up in price quite nicely, mainly probably because of the, the ice themed winter, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. So, basically, let's now hop over to here, and I do have a list of skins that we can work with. So, as you might remember, we had a pretty interesting Christmas last year, had a lot of skins, and that's fairly normal, but basically, once this was all said and done, I did tell many of you guys, now that Christmas is here and it's already happened, you could now look at these skins and consider doing long-term investing. You could consider putting down a cheap buy order, because remember we were trying to figure out prices to offer for the abnormals, for example. I told you, now that Christmas is here, these are going to go down in price pretty steeply. Usually around February, March, April time, they will reach a rock bottom price, the lowest point. But from then on, it's only going to keep gradually rising and rising and rising in price. So let's just quickly take a look at this gingerbread garage door right here. So right now, this is currently selling for $2.53, only 42 on the market, next to no resistance. Yep, just free, one. And if we scroll down and look at sales history, basically the exact thing that I pointed out, literally straight up after Christmas, because there's no point. Why would you want to buy a Christmas skin when you know Christmas has already appeared and now it's done? If that makes sense. In the moment, you might want to buy a Christmas skin and use it and have fun. By all means, that's totally fine. But if you're wanting to invest into them, it just doesn't make sense. When every single Christmas, all the new Christmas skins just go... And this is why, as I said, do the long-term investing. And that's basically what I did over here. So if I, the special keywords, if I type in Christmas, what do I see? I got that. If I type in Santa, what do I see? I got that. If I type in Snowman, what do we see? And that's just one account. I have two or three accounts that bought Christmas things with lowball buy orders. I bought basically everything you just saw there, and there's a lot of it, for a very, very cheap price, because I remembered how things tend to usually be around March, April time. So that's the way you probably should have done it, all right? However, some people probably don't have money always. Some people probably only recently just sold some things. I've recently had the likes of a guy say, hey, I just got a pretty expensive case drop. I think he got like the original weapon case in CS2. And he was like, look, I just made $60. How could I put that into Rust and make some profits? Well, we've talked about what you just saw there, and you could still potentially buy into these Christmas skins right now. This is the most recent Christmas Rust store from last year, 2022. And, you know, on Scmm, if you just go over to here, the top right, you can freely, quickly go to all of the years past, and you can, you know, easily go to like the previous Christmas Rust stores, just get a good look at all of the Christmas skins that came out, like deployables, some of the weapons maybe, yeah. That's all expected to go up in price ever so nicely once we hit around November time. That's literally just 2 weeks' time. But more specifically, as we get closer and closer to December, the likes of all of these just magically go up in price, magically go up in demand. We don't really see this with the likes of Halloween, which we're actually expecting to happen fairly soon. But yeah, let me just quickly show you that. All the Halloween skins, they are not doing very well at the moment. Look at all of this. Next to none of these Halloween skins are in the positive. You got one there, but that's just because that just looks really cool. We rarely ever see bearskin rug skins, but look at all that. None of them are in the positive, unfortunately. But when you look at the likes of these Christmas skins, when we get to around the very end of November, magically all of these are probably going to be much higher in price. So do be aware of that. So yes, right now, it is currently the middle of October, right? It's the middle of October, and you might be wondering, okay, so what could I buy right now? What's still looking to be fairly feasible? So, for example, I've got the Rustmas Rug right here. Now, this is fairly expensive at the moment, right? This is something I've mentioned many times over the past few months because I've been constantly talking about investing towards the likes of Christmas. And well, it's already at a fairly high price. I bought a few of these when they were like $9 each. Now it's sitting here at $15. But when you look at the likes of its sales history, when you see how it's behaved at previous Christmases, you might notice that, you know what, there's a fairly decent chance that this is still going to go up to a much higher price. And it very likely might be beating last year's Christmas based on what we've seen with the pattern of every Christmas it went to a higher point. So yeah, learn from these sales patterns, learn from previous Christmases, look at what look and see and figure out, okay, does this still potentially look like it's a perfectly fine thing to buy? Could it still potentially be sold for a nice profit? And more specifically, when does it peak? When does it peak? The beginning of December. The beginning of December. So, whilst it's sharply rising up in price now, it's nowhere near its end point. We are nowhere near the end game. We've got another 6 weeks to go until the beginning of December. So, whilst this reached about $25 last year, how high do you reckon this potentially might go? And based on what we currently see here with all the listings, there's no resistance. There's not that much quantity. So, for for about $16 now, would you feel enlightened to the idea that this potentially could maybe reach up to about $30 this year? But do keep in mind, you very likely would want to sell around the beginning of December, because that's usually when most people want to buy Christmas skins. They don't really want to buy Christmas skins later in December. They want to buy them around December time. They want to get all nice and prepared for when the winter/Christmas update comes out, and then, they get to frolic and have fun. But anyway, this right here, whilst it looks quite expensive, and yes, you should have bought in at an earlier time this year, it's still looking somewhat viable to jump in and buy. But at the very least, I wouldn't buy a lot of these. Just maybe one or 1 to 3. I only bought 3 when it was $9, and I was happy with that. You have to be aware that you don't want to put all your money towards one single thing. You should diversify. Like I said earlier, if you could take a quick look at these keyword searches, so Christmas, Santa, Arctic, festive, snowman, gingerbread, consider giving those all a look. Get a good look at all of those Christmas related and themed skins, and then start making some considerations. But you've got to look at the sales history, you've got to look at how much quantity it has currently, and you've got to get a good idea of when's the best time to sell. What would it potentially peak at this year? So this was only one skin and it's expensive. Why don't we take a look at the likes of Christmas Gang Hoodie? Because this one's a bit questionable. This one's a little bit awkward. Christmas Gang Hoodie, based on my experience, every single year does get bought a lot. So we'll just quickly look at its sales history first of all, and as you can see, it's fairly easy to notice that it goes up in price pretty sharply every Christmas. But what we also need to point out is, when does it usually peak? So, 2 years ago, it peaked at the beginning of December. Last year, it peaked at the beginning of December right there. But it only goes up to about $3, it seems. What happens? So, if we just quickly go over to here, you can immediately notice some problems. What do you see right there? Resistance, quantity walls. People are already putting up a fat batch of skins already. Now, will this last? I don't know, but this is going to cause problems, and it's going to very likely cause a bad reaction. If people notice this, if people don't see this go up in price anytime soon, they might start undercutting. They might start building their own walls at a lower price, and suddenly this doesn't go any higher than $2.20. All right. So you have to also notice things like this. Whilst this is very nicely in demand and whatnot, if you see situations like this, you have to start making a decision. And this is also half the reason why you don't want to go all in on one skin. All right? Because when stuff like that happens, well, you're kind of screwed. So you have to be aware that other people exist. And yes, there are people who'll probably go buy 100 plus of a specific Christmas skin, and then when they get very anxious, they'll just unload all of it onto the Steam market, ruining your prices and, well, their prices, or more specifically profits, potential profits. Yeah, so keep an eye on this. It might maybe get bought out still. Then again, I should point out, we're still 6 weeks away until the beginning of December, so things may change. You have to keep an eye on these skins, all right? So yes, just be aware of potential problems. Let's now move on to the next skin, and wow, look, it's the Christmas gift bag. But this has already been attacked. This has already been rinsed out. All right. So why don't we go take a look at the likes of Scmm.app over here? Yep. Christmas gift bag. Because whilst it might have been bought out on the likes of the Steam market, what about third-party sites? There's 16 of these for 87 cents on D Market. There's 7 of these on Skin Swap for 97 cents. Blah, blah, blah. My brain. Sorry, I didn't get enough sleep. Buff, $1. Skinport, $1. There's still plenty of options out there. All right? So make a consideration. But yeah, someone's bought 170 of these, apparently, and that's not good. So again, be aware of what other people are up to. But as of now, this apparently has the cheapest listing at $4. Will this stick? No, because as I've already pointed out, this was bought out. This very likely will be slowly going down in price, but maybe it probably settles at a fairly decent price. So again, where will this potentially end up at? Let's look at its sales history, learn from the past. What do we see? Well, last year, this was at a low point of about 80 cents in the summer, and it reached a nice point here, like just below $2. Just below $2 around here. So this actually went up quite all right in the middle of December. But yeah, point made, this got bought out today. So you probably don't want to buy anything from the Steam market, but you could probably approach the likes of the third-party sites. So don't only look at the Steam market as your only option. But as of now, all right, you probably want to leave this to cool off a fair bit, and then look at it maybe a few days later. Maybe there'll be more listings. Maybe the prices will be a whole lot more appropriate. But this very likely might have peaked already. Like, you probably won't see this go below $2 now, for example. This very likely may have already beat last year's peak, but as more based on actual demand. Like, this was a buyout, but will people only buy these above $2 now or something? Keep an eye on it. You have to keep an eye on it, right? So things are a little bit awkward. Other people exist, blah, blah, blah. You get the whole routine. Now we'll take a look at the likes of Santa Beard. So this technically is an item, but what I need to address to all of you is items do get brought back every year. So let's go take a look at Christmas, and let's just point out the Christmas items, because people do ask me about this. Hedge, should I buy the likes of the deluxe Christmas lights, neon sign pack, Santa Beard, snowman helmet, festive garland, snowman, Christmas door wreath, snow machine? And basically you have to be aware that some of these items have been brought back every single Christmas over the past several years, and Santa Beard is starting to show signs and problems of show signs of problems. Sorry, again, I haven't slept enough, I'm sorry. But yeah, look at this, and then look at its sales history, and you might notice something a little bit awkward. It's slowly descending downwards. Every year, this keeps returning to the Rust store. Every year, more of these get bought. Every year, more of these enter circulation. So what do you mean by that? Well, remember with the likes of that Garage Door skin a little bit earlier? the second it's not Christmas, nobody has the need to use it anymore. Prices go down because they're just flogged onto the Steam market. Well, if more of these are bought every single year, and more of these end up appearing on the Steam market, and if people are kind of desperate to get their money, well, the prices are going to go lower and lower and lower, aren't they? People are going to be undercutting each other, and this is what you see. More entering in circulation, prices gradually going down, 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 down. And as you might notice, the peaks, well, they're going lower and lower. Whilst they still reach a higher point based on what they were earlier in the year, the peaks aren't exactly as good as what they used to be. So, please be aware of this, all right? You have to be aware that some things might not go that high in price. And at the moment, with the likes of the Santa Beard, we've currently 198 of them on the Steam market. And when you look at all of the listings, 25, they're all around $3. This doesn't look like it's going to be going that much higher than $3 this year. So does that sound appealing to you? Right now, this is currently selling for about $2.19, and it probably won't be going any higher than $3.10. Cool? Yeah. And you might be wondering, Hedge, how can you see so much more? I'm using Steam Inventory Helper. It's an extension on Google Chrome. So, yeah, Steam Inventory Helper. So, yeah, now you know that potentially might not even be worth your time, if that makes sense to you. And Christmas holiday bag. So you're talking about a much older skin now, aren't you? So let's go take a look at the likes of that. Christmas holiday bag. And that's the actual name, right? You didn't just... Okay, there you go. So that's a bug. Don't worry about that, because when you look at the actual price, there you go. Now, wasn't this bought out very recently? I believe it was. I remember this appearing in the pump launch. We have a little... Oh, yeah, go 12. Yeah, 12. Someone bought out some stock. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure someone just bought this out, and I'm pretty sure that same person probably is trying to highlight that. Mr. Night Knight, did you happen to buy a whole bunch of these, trying to make it look valuable? But yeah, there's a 15 there. What I'm led to believe is someone bought out all the cheap stock and listed only theirs at this amount, hoping to make a quick buck. All right? But again, look at the sales history. How high does it usually go every single year? Because this has been out for a fairly long time, hasn't it? So let's just look over the past few years. Last year, this peaked up at about $6. Right now, it's got a listing of, well, $7 as its cheapest. So yeah, this one's a little bit screwy, all right? This one's a little bit screwy. You'd probably have to leave this for a few days, come back to it and see what happens afterwards. But this probably will be selling for about $6 plus still. But yeah. Someone's bought out a whole bunch of stock. Buyouts are awkward. Well, hang on a minute. It says 0 sold. But then again, this probably literally just happened and... Oh, no. That happened on the 14th. Well, there you go. Because that was 2 days ago, just to reiterate. So, all right. Something's happened there. But I get the feeling nobody wants to buy them for $7 currently. But we shall see. Did you remove free and then list it 1 penny cheaper? Oh, no, because it was when I was looking at it in my currency. Oh, no, huh. Well, something weird's happened there anyway. Let's just move on. So, yeah, chat, is there anything else that you might want to ask for? Is there anything else that's on your, in your head? Like, I need to ask Hedge this or that. Feel free to ask now. Was there one more skin? Oh, yeah, gingerbread, right. Gingerbread. Now, I've already made a big fuss about this. You can probably look at the likes of my YouTube videos and see somewhat recently I made a massive fuss about keeping an eye on the commits and being aware of the Christmas building skin. So let's just quickly remind you. First of all, by default, gingerbread skins are Christmas related. They usually go up in price for Christmas regardless. But as many of you should be aware by now, we're getting a special gingerbread building skin in December, and you don't pay for it. It's freely available to everybody during the holiday event during December. So, if this is freely available to everybody, all right, you know, when all the new people return to playing the game and they see that gingerbread building skin right in front of them, what's likely going to happen? People are probably going to go buy gingerbread skins, more specifically deplorables, because whilst you get the building skin for free, where's the doors? There you go. So, over to here. Now, we've already made a big fuss about this, as I've already said. You can see the sales history and notice that it's already been peaking quite nicely. This is when we first saw the mention of it in the commits page. That was back in August. And then this is when people first saw it with their own eyes on Twitter. Rusticated put out a video showcasing it, and then everybody's like, I'm going to go buy a whole bunch of gingerbread deplorables. So that's what they did. And then it cooled off again. So it's peaked. Like, it's had a hype moment twice already. Now it's cooled off. But, as I said, the next hype moment is expected to be when it actually comes out and when all the people see it right in front of them with their own eyes in the game. I wouldn't be surprised, based on the amount of quantity that we have left, with next to no resistance that we can see, that this probably might be going up in price very, very nicely, along with all the other gingerbread skins. So let's just quickly hop over to here for a search, type in gingerbread, and then, you know, what do we see? Plenty of deplorables, some weapons, and you might even want to consider investing into the likes of the clothing and armour. I'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, more specifically, I expect the likes of the doors, the deplorables, and as I said, maybe people probably want to buy the clothing and whatnot. But yeah, all of these gingerbread skins are looking to be very, very nice investments, but they've already been attacked. As I've already said, once people noticed that we're getting a gingerbread building skin for free, they've already been attacked. And by default, they would have been attacked anyway because they're Christmas related. By default, they will still be going up in price at the beginning of December. So yes, in a sense, you probably can't lose. So like I said, look at last year's Christmas, see how they peaked, see where they're currently at right now, make a decision in regards to, okay, you know what, maybe that's fine. But also do keep in mind, this is coming, and loads of people very likely will be reacting based on that. So keep an eye on the likes of the gingerbread garage door again. We just looked at this at the very beginning, and now we're looking at it again. Get a good look at it. Get a good look at the amount of quantity that it has left. You know, no resistance. Scroll down, look at sales history. Well, actually, you can't because this came out last year, didn't it? This came out last year. You can't really learn anything from there. So by default, you're just going to have to make a decision. But with the likes of the gingerbread sheet metal door over here, where is it? Here he is. You could learn based on the fact that over the past, 2 or 3 Christmases, this has been peaking regardless every Christmas. So get a good look at that. So Christmas. Oh, look, Christmas is getting close. Yeah. Last year, this went up to about $3 without any other like things going on in regard. You know, you get that. So yeah, right now, what's the price it's currently selling for? It's like $2.50. Yep. So we're already matching up to the price it basically peaked at last year. And well, we've got 6 weeks to go. And more specifically, I don't think this will be peaking at the very beginning of December. More specifically, it's likely going to be peaking when the gingerbread building DLC comes out. Or not DLC, it's free. Which will very likely be December 14th. December 14th this year. So it might go up in price by quite a lot at the beginning of December, but it's more specifically very likely going to spike in price on the 14th of December. That's when the holiday event should be in-game, when all the Christmas-related stuff is going to be there. And I just had a follower. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. So there you go. Right, now let's quickly read the things that you're saying. So double sheet metal door. Oh, the gingerbread Rudolph Slippers. Right, you bought out them earlier, all right? I have to be a little bit smart to some of the people here now, because like they'll buy out a skin and they'll be sitting there saying, Hedge, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this? Anyway, Rudolph Slippers. Let's see if anybody cares for these. So for a long time, we didn't see that many hide boot skins, but this year we've had quite a couple more. So in terms of that, they're not that special anymore, but, you know, still Christmas related. How high do you go every other Christmas? Well. What do we see right there? Get a good look at that. So you peaked at $5 last year, and right now you're currently sitting at barely $1, barely over $1. Okay, right. What if we look at like more? So that was Christmas last year, and then we'll look at the history all the way over to here. Okay, cool. So this is what you're like the year before that. So around October time, lowest point, it's about $2. And then December time, well, it only went up a fair bit. I'm not sure what happened last year to make it go up insanely in price. Was that manipulated, do you reckon? I'm not sure. But it is a little bit weird how it went up very high in price last year, but then all of this year it's just been crashing and burning. Huh. Well, if you think that could go ever so higher all over again, it's only $1.30, have a crack at it. Try and see what happens. Christmas Furnace. I bought a few of those, so we'll go take a look at that. Yep, I bought this for a cheap price. Christmas Furnace. So remember all these keywords that we're putting down. Christmas, Santa, Snowman, consider looking at all of them. And yep, so Christmas Furnace, this has been around for many years. Right now it's about $5. When you look at the quantities, there's just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This very easily could go up in price even higher. Buy orders going, very comfortably above $4. Let's look at sales history. Where does it usually peak, or rather, when does it usually peak? And well, let's get a good look at that. Beginning of December, let's find out. First week of December, beginning of December, middle of December, Last year was a little bit different. Maybe that might happen all over again. We shall see. But yeah, that goes up in price ever so nicely. Last year, this went up to about $7, $8. So with what it's currently at right now, it could still potentially go even higher. And well, as you might notice, with hardly any quantity, there you go. So yeah, you can look at many, many skins, and you can still see that there's still opportunity available to you. It might be a little bit more expensive now, but, that's on you. Like, again, if I just quickly go over to here, this is the wrong account. Oops. Right, if I type in Christmas Furnace. Oh, I only bought 2. Did I bid too low? Let's go take a look. I would have thought this is probably going to go down fairly cheaply, so... Oh, wow, I put down like $1.10 and I only bought 2. Well, I still made a profit, but I could have made more if I put more money down. Oh, damn it. There you go. Well, I've got no reason to remove the buy order, so I'll just leave that as is. But yeah, go take a look. Let's go over here and just search away. Santa. Get a good look at all of these skins. Yep, so you've got some clothing and whatnot. Now, weapons. Please, double check, look at the sales history, because weapons don't really go up in price that much. So right now this is like 90 cents to $1. But what about every Christmas? How high does it go? Oh wow, this has been slowly losing its value. Damn. Right, so this did go up in price quite nicely last year. Lowest point here about $1.40, $1.50. Peaks up to here about $2.50. That doesn't look like that much, does it? But yeah, as you can see, it just slowly goes down. Damn, weapons are awkward, right? Weapons are awkward, so please always double check, look at the sales history. If it's just constantly going down, then maybe it doesn't look like a perfectly viable thing. Is there a case where you can remove buy orders on a Christmas skin? Where you remove? Well, here's a thing, right? If you're engaging a fairly expensive Christmas skin, and you think, maybe I could just put down a sneaky buy order, that's fine. But once we've reached December, once we've reached the peak and whatnot, you really do want to make sure that you remove that buy order afterwards, because if you keep that there, what happens when December's all done? What have we showed you earlier? What happens literally after Christmas? Every single year with these Christmas skins, down. Yeah. So you got to remove that buy order pretty quickly. All right, you have to constantly keep an eye out, okay? But also keep in mind, with all that wonderful Christmas profit that you've made, remember, lowest point, March, April time, all right? You can do it all over again. If you can afford it. But yeah, you buy it for its cheapest price, hold on to it, and then, yeah. So you could have bought this Rustmas rug, for example, for like $5 back in April. And right now, you would have tripled your money, and potentially, if it does go up to $30, well, you're 6 times the money you put down. There you go. But that's long-term investing, and that's solely for if you can actually afford it. So yeah, if you were to look at a more expensive skin and think, okay, I'd rather just put down a buy order, see what can happen from there. I've already said it. You have to make sure that once December's rolled in and whatnot, you take a look at the price, make a decision, and then yeah, once it started to slowly dip from its peak price, then you remove the buy order, all right? That's up to you. You've got to put the effort in to do some maintenance. Because, if you don't keep an eye on all of your buy orders, guess what happens? Stupid stuff happens. Yep. It's not even Easter. Damn it. So yeah, even I get caught out. But I have tons of buy orders, so, cut me some slack. So... But yeah, you gotta be aware of everything. So an extra little thing that I was referencing earlier, the gingerbread clothing, because of this, I need to just kind of point something out. we do see continuations for Christmas. Now, more specifically, you have Gingerbread collection right here. This is made by Milho Frito. And, well, we ended up last year getting the final core piece for the Gingerbread collection. It started off with the tier 3, the tier 2, and then finally we got the hoodie and pants. However, if you look at the amount of hoodie and pants there are in comparison to the tier 2 armour and the tier 3 armour, there's too much of this in comparison to this and this. However, in regards to what we potentially might be seeing this year, well, do you reckon people are going to want to buy out the likes of the Gingerbread clothing and armour for the likes of that? Now you might point out and say, what about the Gingerbread suit? Well, I mean, wouldn't the clothing armour give you more armour? Just point it out. But anyway, that's something for you to consider, but I wouldn't go super crazy on the hoodie and pants. There's a lot more of these in excess in comparison to the tier 2 armour and the tier 3 armour. Just be aware of things like that. So keep an eye out. Like, look here, Gingerbread Garage Door. This has actually got its own Gingerbread collection, really? Oh, wow. Oh, damn. I didn't realise FaZe had so much. Well, cool. And he tried to get that accepted. Anyway, cool. So, yeah, keep an eye out for things like that. Who knows what might appear. But, yeah, you've really got to go on scmm.app and you've got to click to the top right here and just explore previous Christmases. See what's come out in the past. See how they're currently looking right now. And yeah, some skins might be very low in price, and that's probably for a reason. Don't just blindly jump into anything. Get a good look at the skins and get a good idea of how they tend to perform every single year. And yeah, this Furnace doesn't look super great. Probably half the reason is because, you know, it doesn't actually have Furnace in the name, and it's probably not super noticeable to see that it's a Christmas themed skin. Yep, Silent Night, I know the song and whatnot, but maybe not everybody realises. So, yeah. Just be aware, keep an eye out for all of these things. There's many opportunities, many things that you can put your money down for, but, you know, it's all in your hands now, isn't it? Hockey Mask just got bought out. I wonder who potentially influenced that. We want Snowboy Furnace. Oh, no, not that. No, not Snowboy. Not Snowboy. I remember when this came out years ago. He's got to be the most goofiest looking Furnace skin we've ever had. So yeah, alright, there you go. There's Snowboy. He's 88 cents. There's only 31 of them on the Steam market, and there's next to no resistance. I don't imagine there's that much interest. But again, take a look at the sales history. Am I wrong? Well, he has gone up in price at certain points. I wonder why. Well, there you go, Christmas. There you go, he does go up in price. Not insanely. It looks like a good double in price moment. So, again, how many of these sell as well? 1, 4, 7, 23. Okay, well, anyway. Don't buy too many, alright? Do not buy too many of one skin. If anything, if this is all new to you, approaching Christmas skins and whatnot, maybe at max only buy 10 of each. Because you don't know what it's like trying to sell these when you're competing with other people to trying to sell these for a good price. And, yeah, if you only bought 10, at least that stops you from potentially causing major problems. Because if you're new to it and you bought like 100 or 200 of a certain skin, you probably can't help yourself in trying to list them all at a cheaper price and potentially causing a negative domino effect that might badly affect the, you know, the price of the skin and whatnot. So, cool. So, do you reckon that's all nice? Do you reckon that's all a nice wrap up there? That probably should be insightful enough. It was a bit of a ramble. I know. But, you've just got to take a look at the sales history, see what time of the year it peaks, you know, December, of course, but, you know, is it the very beginning of December, or is it a little bit later? Get the full context, you know, is it a gingerbread skin? Is it going to get affected by that? Cool. Also, be aware that, you know, if it's been out for a few years, you can see how high it's been going up in price every single year. So, with the likes of the Rustmas Rug, we can project that it very likely might be going even higher this year. Again, it's still a guessing game, but based on what I've seen for the previous years, it definitely looks like it's going to probably end up around here at some point, which potentially would be $30. So, yeah, we shall see. Wait, this was a video? Yes, that's right. I've recorded you without your consent. Have a Merry Christmas. Goodbye. I don't have like a smoke bomb or anything. I'm just going to have to hide under my table. See you, bye.